right, so if you're seeing my face, you know it's time again for another new inventory showcase, and that is what we're doing today. And this is going to be a 2013 200 Series LX570.2. This car that I'm showcasing today is a one-owner car. It's been in southern Florida since new, like the Jupiter, West Palm Beach, Florida area. Car has 109,000 miles, so just under 110,000 miles, and overall is a really nice car. Cool thing about this car is the service history. It has these entries on the Carfax that are 1 page long, so lots of really good detailed service here, done at the manufacturer, at the dealers, I should say. And one thing I want to talk about before I turn the camera around, for those of you who are interested and you're looking at the Carfax, this is a great example. I've spoke about this before, and you know, want you guys to pay attention to this when you're looking at the Carfax. Carfax shows that this is a two-owner car. This is actually a one-owner car. If you look in 2022, there was an entry on Carfax where it shows new owner reported. If you follow the title number from the first owner to the second owner, the title number is the same. Well, when you change ownership from owner A to owner B, you get a new title, and a new title is printed, especially if it's in a different state, and the number is not going to be the same on the title. Well, you can clearly see on the Carfax that the title number stays the same from owner 1 to owner 2. So again, it does show that it's a two-owner car, but this is actually a one-owner car. And here we are. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut that there. But again, so 2013 200 Series LX570.2, 109, I think it's 585 miles that this car has on it. Overall condition is good condition on this car, and we'll go over that here shortly. Again, really excellent mileage on this car, fantastic service history. One thing to note that I just did on this car, preparing it for sale, we just did do an oil change. We replaced the front brake pads, not the rotors. The rotors are fine, they still measured out thick. And we did replace all 4 active height control accumulators, or globes, whatever you want to call them. Those are the big balls, globes that sit under the step bar here that control fluid from each shocks. You're starting to see that a little more on these 200 series. I just did one not too long ago where we had to replace the accumulators, and here we are again. I probably could have, like that other car, I probably could have sold it the way it is, but the symptom when the accumulators start to fail is the car gets very bouncy. And you can replace 1, you can replace 2, but you know, when you're doing it, you're flushing the system, you want everything to be new. So we went ahead and did all 4, and I will show you guys those new globes here in a minute. So lots of value here. It's not necessarily cheap to do that, and all of that has been done. So again, southern Florida, one-owner car, no rust to speak of on this car, and some great service history to go along with it. So let me show you guys what comes with the car, and then we will kind of do our video in here and then get it outside. Alrighty, so here we are ready to roll. As you can see, got a little gaggle of things. Do have 1 key fob. For whatever reason, we do not have 2 keys, so just have that 1 key. Do have a full set of books. The factory, whatever you want to call that thing, the book itself or the envelope. We do have a DVD remote for the DVD system, which is important because those are roughly $300 to $400. Do have the brake controller wiring that's never been hooked up. Also, as you can see, the adapter for the electronics. So this car's never towed anything. It's pretty obvious here, which is nice. There's your wheel lock. That is sleeping inside there. Again, DVD remote. We do have a full set of tools here, as you can see. Do have the original first aid kit, and your jack is sitting where it's supposed to be. So that's everything that's going to come with the vehicle. Let's go over a few things here, and then we'll get it outside. All right, so we're going to start with the emissions monitors. So here we are, 109,585 miles, so right where I was thinking. You can see our tire pressure light is flashing, indicating that there is a sensor or maybe multiple sensors that need to be replaced. Anytime you get the light flashing upon startup, you know that that's the case. You've got some sensors that have failed somewhere. Unfortunately, the car doesn't tell you which ones. The flashing will stop and it will illuminate solid, but every time on startup you're going to get that. And that's the way the vehicle is going to be sold. I put our service money into the more important things like the accumulators. Other than that, we have no other lights on. You can see we are on a cold start. And yeah, so let's take a look at our monitors here. And we are hooked up to the car, as you can see. And we have 9 monitors that are all green, ready to be tested, and we have no data stored in the computer. So this car will pass emissions in all 50 states, and there's nothing to worry about there as far as that goes. So yeah, first thing I'm going to do here, you can see that the suspension is in the neutral setting. So we're in the driving position, we'll say. I'm going to go ahead and lift it up to the high position. And as most of you know, you can see that it's flashing. Once it gets into the high position, it's just going to illuminate high to let you know we are in high. And there you have it. Let's get out and take a look. Let me unplug the scanner. So there we are in the high setting. You cannot drive in this setting over 10 miles an hour. Anything under or over 10 miles an hour, the car is going to level itself back out in that neutral position. So let's go ahead and take a look at the undercarriage here. So we do have a brand new spare. Never been on the ground. You can still see the little nubs on it, which is cool. Try to get under here a little bit better. See, everything looks really nice under here. So there's our brand new accumulators. You can see how nice and new they look. That's one of them, I should say. And they run along the rails up here. Number 2 is right there. How nice everything looks under here as far as rust goes. There is none. Steering rack and CV axle are perfect. Do have just some, just from the environment down there, you just have some light. It's not even corrosion, I just call it surface rust on the skid plate. That's fairly normal to see. Steering rack and CV axle look great. Two new accumulators. Everything looks really nice under here. All right, so we will take a look at all these lights. We have our running lights on, obviously, right now. I'm going to climb up in here and I'm going to just move this back down to the neutral position, or the driving position, whatever you want to call it. So we do have our two HID headlights and our two halogen fog lights that are both on, working as they should. Coming around back, all of our brake lights and running lights are on and working. Two tag lights. You know what's crazy is I just bought a 570.3 and the reverse lights are not, they're halogen. Toyota does some weird stuff with their lighting. Left blinker working as it should. Blinker in the mirror working as it should. Blinker in the rear working as it should. Right blinker up front working as it should. Same thing in the mirror. And same thing on the right rear. We'll hit the high bright, or the high beams, I should say. Everything's working as it should there. Fog lights automatically turn off anytime you activate high beams. Horn. Yep, it works. All right, so I'm gonna pop the hood. We'll take a look under there real quick. As we know, on the 570s, on the .2s, they have all the armor up here. The Land Cruisers do not. Nice and quiet. Everything sounds great. All of our hood pads intact. No sagging going on. Nothing like that. Factory stickers. All right, so that concludes what we're doing in here. Let's pull it outside and go over the body. All right, so let's get to work. So we'll pop up on the roof here first. Everything looks great up here. We don't have any peeling, any fading. No damage anywhere. Crossbars intact. Looking good. So windshield, if I can get it, there you go. Windshield is original, or at least if it has been replaced, it was replaced with an original windshield. I know that's important for a lot of you guys. And coming around to the front. So paintwork wise, as you know, most of our cars we do paintwork on because I want them to look a certain way. So we did paint the front bumper. I did paint the hood because it just had some little scuffs and rock chips and things like that I wanted to clean up, and it came out fantastic as always. So you're not going to see anything up here as far as damage or any kind of weirdness going on. Everything looks fantastic. because it just got painted. Headlights are in great shape. We don't have any fading, any cracking, any peeling, nothing like that, especially up here on the top surfaces. Everything looks great there. The grill is in good shape. We do have some fading, which is, I know if you guys watch my videos, it's pretty normal to see this, especially in hotter climates. You can see where the top of the grill will fade. Kind of runs along here. Southern Florida climate, that's what you're going to get. This car does not have sensing cruise control, which I prefer, to be honest. And we can see that our front facing camera is looking great. No cracks, nothing going on there. Coming over to this passenger side headlight, just like the driver's side, no cracking, no fading, no peeling, nothing weird going on there. And again, we just painted the hood, so there's no touch up or anything like that to speak of on the front. It was there, but I took care of that. Look how nice everything looks there. Let me get back on the other side where you can actually see the hood a little bit better. Here we go. Turned out really nice. All right, so let's start on this fender. This area oftentimes gets eaten up by rocks and chips and things like that. Look how nice all of that looks. There's no touch up anywhere here. Same thing with the very top part of the fender, like up in this area, oftentimes gets rock chips and whatnot. Everything looks great. There's a little touch up right here, that one little spot. There you go. Coming down the side, you do have, there we go. You can see there's some minor scratches that have been touched up right here in this area. There's one right here. These are very minor. One right up here. And there are a few right here. And then going right into the door right there, like right in this area. Kind of hard to see just because it's silver, obviously. Let me take a step back so you can get a better idea of what it looks like. You got to be looking for them to see them. Left front wheel, as you can see, is in great shape. We don't have any streaking, no peeling, no cracking, curbing, none of that going on. Everything does look nice here. This car does have a set of Nitto NXT 420Vs. I gotta say, I don't know that I've ever seen these on a 200. But they actually ride really well. That's why I didn't do anything with them. There's your tread depth. Plenty of life left on the tires. Coming down, taking a look at the side of the car. All of this is original paint. So coming back here to our driver's mirror, we can see that everything looks great there. No touch up, no scratches, nothing going on. Our signal in the mirror is not cracked and everything looks good. The rail is in great shape. Really no touch up or anything to talk about up here. Obviously no dents or anything unusual that sometimes can be hidden up there on the top of the rail. Coming back down the quarter panel, everything looks really nice. Let's come back to this driver's door. So all of our chrome right down here all looks really nice. None of it's peeling, nothing's going on there. And I'm talking about the lower part of this molding. The rocker itself's in great shape. You have a few little minor scratches on the bottom down here. All of those have been touched up. The driver's door itself, a few little spot scratches right here that have been touched up. On the top part of the door, there is one right here. Flip around and see if the lighting will be any better. There we go. Again, these are very minor, very small, and silver touches up fairly well. Do have some light scratches right here under the door panel. Those have not been touched up because they're so small. They don't need it. Moving back down to the step bar. The step bar itself is in great shape. Do have a few little scratches right here on the lower part of the rear rocker under the rear door. Other than that, everything looks fantastic. That's just a piece of trash that I'm going to get off on that belt molding. Do have a light scratch right here that's been touched up. On this rear door right here, very, very minor one. On the quarter itself, you can see a very shallow, very small one that has also been touched up. Other than that, there is no other touch-up or anything like that going down the side of the car. And the exhaust wants to ruin my shot here because it's kind of cold this morning. So here's our rear wheel. Much like the front, it's in great shape. No curbing, no scratches, no streaking. Same Nitto NT 420s with plenty of life left. Coming around to this rear bumper. The rear bumper we also had painted. It had some scratches in this area that I didn't like, and so I just went ahead and painted the bumper. The chrome molding itself, which we know can get damaged, everything looks great there. So there's really nothing to speak on this rear bumper. Lower gate itself is in great shape. No dents on the bottom, damage, anything like that going on. Same thing with the upper part of the gate. Spoiler. So let's see what we got in here. Let's take a look at our jam here. Everything looks really nice under here. Not a lot of damage up here, which we know is a susceptible area. Look at that. It's actually very, very clean. So we're going to take a look here at what we normally do. We want to make sure everything lines up and looks good here. Come on, move. All of our seam seal looks great back here. All of our bumper clips are all intact. Factory spot welds coming up the quarter panel. Sorry, the exhaust is really messing with this today. All of our seam seal up here on the upper part of the gate all looks great. None of our bolts have been turned. Coming back down the passenger quarter, spot welds all look perfect. So looking good there. Carpet's in good shape here on the lower part of the gate. You do have your little net in here for your groceries or whatever it is, and then obviously we know on this side we have our tools. The plastic right here is actually in really, really nice shape. A few little minor scuffs on it, but nothing major. Back of these third row seats look new, as most of them do. So our middle headrest that you see here, this is where they are stored. As we can see, it is here. So I'm going to show you guys what these seats look like before I fold it down. As we can see, we do have our little indentions from the seatbelt buckles, which there's just no avoiding that. The only way to avoid that is literally leave the seats up like this all the time, but I don't know who would ever do that. There's one little spot here on this seat that I can't get off. It's almost like a stain. Pretty minor and very, very small. Other than that, everything looks good back here. All right, so we're gonna fold the headrest down and so before we fold the seats up, we'll take a look at the cargo area. No scuffs, no damage. Everything looks really nice around here. Seat belts are in good shape. Headliner looks great. Now we will fold them up. Cargo mat is brand new. I just put this in here. Carpet underneath looks great. Nothing really to talk about as far as stains or anything like that. All the plastic, all of our feet, bottom of the third row seats look great. Do have a little bit of wrinkles going on the bottom part of our foam padding and our typical dents that you're going to see. Armrest is different material, so you're not going to see that. All in all, really good shape. Same thing over here. The feet all look great. Bottom of the seats look fantastic. So nothing to complain about there. Let's see if I can get this bad boy back in there. So that is what the cargo area looks like. Looks fantastic. All right, I'm gonna spin it around. Let's get going on the other side. All right, so we'll start on this mirror. We're gonna work our way up. We have one little touch-up spot right there. Other than that, nothing to talk about on the mirror. Everything looks great. Side camera is not cracked and working as it should. So we're gonna come up the pillar here. No touch-up to speak of. No dents. No damage, nothing odd going on up here on the rail. Same thing coming down the back of the quarter panel. Everything looks great. Right quarter has one little spot right here that's been touched up. Tiny, tiny little spot. Other than that, that's really all to talk about on the quarter. Coming to this rear, this rear wheel. Kind of like the others. Everything looks great. We don't have any streaking, no peeling, no cracking, curbing, none of that going on. And the same Nitto tires, as you can see. Taking a look down here at the step bar and our lower rocker down here. Everything looks great. Same thing with all of our chrome moldings on the door and the pieces below it. Do have a few little spots right here. Tiny, tiny little spots that have been touched up. Other than that, that's really all there is to speak on. All right, so this rear door, I think I saw a couple spots here, nothing major. Yeah, right up here. You can see these are so small. I don't even know. These have not been touched up. They're very small. You don't want to touch these type of scratches up because they are so small. It will almost look worse than it would leaving it the way it is, but very minor details there. Spot right here in the middle of the door. You have one right here. Coming into this passenger front door, you have one right there. You can see how small these are. And right here on this door, you have something. I'm not really sure what this is, to be completely honest with you, but I think paint ran down and somebody tried to touch that up. Step back a little bit so you can get a good representation of it. Moving into this fender right here, you can see there is a light scratch right there that has also been touched up. Step back for perspective. All in all, pretty minor in my opinion. Front of this fender, you do have a little minor little spot right here, right behind it. And then right there, as you can see. Very, very minor, but other than that, it's really all we're looking at on this side of the car. This front wheel, much like the other four, great condition, no peeling, no curbing, cracking, none of that going on. And the same Nitto tires up front. All right, so let's see what we got inside. Obviously, we've got the Parchment interior. Do have a previous repair on the side of this door panel right here. On the edge, other than that, everything looks good. Bottom of the panel is in great shape. Wood all looks nice right here. Our pull, the door pull itself, and our little armrest up here is all in great shape. No discoloration or anything going on here on that piping, which is a common area you're going to see. Top of the door panel, all of our wood looks great. Nothing to complain about there. Kick plate itself is all in really nice shape. Same thing with the carpet down here, right here. All of this is going to be original leather, and it's all in really nice shape. Seatbelt looks fantastic. We all know how hard these can be to keep clean, and everything looks great there. Side of the console is in great shape. You can see a little fading going on here on the release for the seat belt. That's just due to heat. All of our wood up here and the silver trim all looks fantastic. One little light scratch on the front of that glove box door, as you can see. New set of mats. And that's what the carpet looks like underneath. A few little discolorations going on, which is, again, not uncommon to see on this color interior. And that's what it looks like when the mat is down. So the seat does move forward, does come back, and does recline, and it does come back up. You have one little nick right here and one right here. Tiny, tiny little spots. Other than that, the rest of the edge looks perfect. Bottom of the door panel is in great shape. You have a little nick here, here, and here. Very minor. Other than that, everything looks great up here. All of our pole looks fantastic. No fading or peeling going on here. All of the wood on the door panel, up and down, looks great. No peeling or cracking. Kick plate, everything looks really nice there. Jamb itself is in great shape. We don't have any seatbelt gouges or anything going on there. Seat does slide forward, and it does slide back. Screens, DVD does work. No issues there. Back of the seat looks fantastic. Again, all of this is original leather. All in really nice shape. Carpet. All looks good under there. The back of our console. Door works. Both of our volume knob buttons are intact. As we can see, everything works here as it should. Both of our vent registers do work and are not broken. Few little indentions right here, one up here. The door edge itself looks great. All of our armrests and our pull all looks really nice here. Same thing with the top of the door panel and all of our wood. Our jamb and our plastic looks fantastic. You do have one little seatbelt mark here in this jamb. It's been touched up. There is no dents associated with it. Other than that, everything looks great. Seat does slide forward. It does come back. Seat belts all look really nice back here. No damage on the back of the driver's seat. Let's pull this armrest down. Some minor scuffs on the wood, which is normal. Cup holder all intact. And DVD remote. Yay. Everything looks great down here. No scuffing or anything like that going on. You have a few minor little indentions right there on the edge. Nothing crazy and pretty hard to see, to be honest. Other than that, everything looks great as we move up our door pull. So one thing to mention right here, and you guys always hear me talk about the wood cracking, peeling, lifting. Hot climates can do this to this wood. This is just a laminate, and you can see there's a crack here, and then the crack kind of runs right over here. If you don't mess with it, nothing's gonna happen to it, but that is what it looks like. Kick plate, carpet, everything looks really nice over here. Again, all of this leather is original. Lumbar is all in really nice shape. A little bit of wear right here, but nothing crazy. All the colors still there, which is most important. Seat does go forward, does come back, and it does recline, and it does come back up. Carpet under the driver's mat. All looks really nice. Storage. Look how nice the side of the console is right here. Factory sticker in check. Armrests do move forward. Cool box itself is on and nice and cold. All right. So let's take a look at this cup holder door. Look how nice all of this looks. Divider is intact and working as it should. Center stack, all of our silver right here looks fantastic. Same thing as we move up the face of the radio. Everything looks great. So, same thing with the wood down here. You can see there's no cracking going on, but you can see where it starts to separate from the laminate. Again, nothing's gonna continue as long as it doesn't sit outside in 8,000 degrees, and it would need some time to do that. Very neutral smelling in this car. No smoke smell, nothing odd, anything like that going on. Oop, sorry, wasn't paying attention. Hey, it gets hot. So there's your auxiliary and 12 volt. Door does close and open as it should. All right, so we are on our 4-zone here. We're going to turn that off. And as you can see, I can start moving temperatures. Backup camera. Front facing camera. That's all I'm going to give you on the sound. Everything with the radio works as it should. Just don't want to get copyright. I'm going to go ahead and turn the rear DVD off. So we know everything works as it should there with the radio. There's your nav that you're never going to use. Destination points. All right, so sunroof is tilted up. As you can see, I'm going to tilt it down, and then I'm going to open it. All right, so both of our mirrors are out, as you can see. So I'm going to fold them in. And we'll fold them back out. And now I'm going to move the glass out, down, in, back up, out, well, out, in, down, back up. So everything works there as it should. Windshield wipers do work. I'm not going to spray the windshield because I don't want to have to re-clean it. Steering wheel does go up. It does come down. It does come out to me. And it does go back in. Hazards do work. What else am I missing here? Heated steering wheel. Traction control, AFS, which swivels your headlights when you move, and then this opens your lift gate from the rear. All right, and there you have it. So I'm going to grab some sunglasses and we're going to take this for a ride. All right, and we are off. So we are just listening for any kind of wheel bearing noise, drivetrain noise, including differentials, transfer cases, things like that that can over time be problematic for certain cars, obviously. No car is immune from mechanical issues at any point in time. But as always, I know that there's none of that going on. This is all just for transparency for you guys out there that are watching. And here we go. No traffic today. Nice and quiet. Again, these tires ride better than you would think. The steering wheel's nice and straight, not bouncing around. I'll come on the brakes here in just a second. They feel nice and firm, like they should. Again, referring back to the previous service history, this thing has a ton of just normal routine service, but very, very detailed. So make sure you pay attention to that. Steering wheel's nice and straight, other than me yanking on it. And we're going to get back on the brakes here. Zero shake from the steering wheel. We're gonna do one last thing. So it's got 2 more miles on it, 109,587. We're gonna shut her off. And we'll do these last 2 things as always. We will check for factory remote start. I'm gonna hit the lock button 3 times and I'm gonna hold it on the 3rd time. So negative on the factory remote start. The last thing I like to do is check for any door lock actuators that might not be working, which I know all of them are. The way to tell on a keyless entry, keyless start car on the Toyota line, whether it's Lexus or Toyota, is to lock it. And if you get the locking beep feedback, then you know that all your door lock actuators are working as they should. And we can clearly hear that. So yeah, so that kind of concludes this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as always. So again, this is a 2013 200 series LX570.2, just under 110,000 miles. So great miles on this car. It's been in Florida since new. Overall, great condition car. And it's going to be priced well, in my opinion. As always, if anybody's interested, you can reach me at 678-454-6060, or you can email me anytime, chris@hilsonluxury.com, and we'll talk to one of you guys soon.